Hello, my friend, and welcome to your Reiki session. This is a really potent energetic healing session. We are going to be grounding your energy, bringing it down into the base or the root chakra, the bowl at the base of your torso, encouraging you to lean into trust, to protection, to grounding, and to really finding your center. So we have some tools, some crystals and stones, and some incense that we're going to be using to just align you with that grounded energy, help you to feel the roots just spreading out beneath your feet and anchoring you into the ground beneath you. To begin here, let's just take a few really supportive but gentle breaths. You might even start to imagine that your inhale is moving all the way down to the bowl at the base of your torso, all the way down to your root chakra. This is the Muladhara chakra. Muladhara chakra. It's our root chakra. It has to do with really connecting you to this earthly plane. So anything to do with, the material world, your home, finances, your feeling of safety, your ability to trust that you're going to be okay. These things all reside in the root chakra. In terms of emotions, a root chakra that's out of alignment could mean that you feel really angry, really irritable. You could feel really, really anxious and afraid. It's a lot of these kind of issues dwell in the root chakra, and if we can just invite a sense of balance here, it could solve all kinds of issues that we're having from a spiritual perspective. I'm going to begin by lighting some incense and doing some clearing. I'm excited about the stones we're going to be using. Some of my favorite stones are stones that are associated with grounding. We're going to use this sage incense to do some cleansing. And I'll tell you a few different ways that you can start to heal in the root chakra, particularly if you are somebody who is experiencing this lack of alignment, being out of balance here, feeling afraid. Anger usually is a result of fear or helplessness. And so if we are coming at this from a perspective of how can I make you feel safe, or how can I help you understand how protected you are, then that's when we can really start to open up and trust and be in a space of receptivity and flow. If you have an out of balance root chakra, gosh, that's so good. This is the sage incense from the Pure Incense Co. It's so nice. If you have an out of alignment root chakra, it can show up looking like you don't trust anybody else to do things. You have a very kind of self-sufficient energy. You do everything. You want to do everything. And this sense of doing things for others, it's gone beyond the healthy place of helping and wanting to help others and be useful. Instead, it's kind of ebbed its way into a space of really not trusting that anyone can do it as well as you can, which is just, our experience here. One of the joys of being able to have this human experience is that we get to collaborate with others, collaborate with the universe, collaborate with other wonderful humans here. And so if you're taking on everything because you maybe secretly don't think that, you feel like everyone's incompetent, no one's going to do it right, that's when we can really benefit from a shift and starting to trusting that even if someone does it maybe differently than you, maybe they're being really efficient in a different way. Maybe it feels very inefficient to you, but maybe that they're prioritizing something different. So we're going to come through. Let me see if I can put these two in one hand. There we go. And we're just going to start to do this clearing and cleansing so that you feel nice and supported, particularly down here. Good. And my abalone shell ashtray, just allowing this to clear and cleanse. So let's chat about some things that you could do today just to help you ground. One of the most powerful things you can do is to move your body. Our physical health resides in our root chakra. Health. And so getting some movement and moving our physical bodies, we often take it for granted until we can no longer benefit from it. It's one of those things that's very easy to take for granted. The fact that we're able to move our bodies, our physical health, and we're not manifesting, we're not going to put it out there in that way of like manifesting anything. We reject all of that. But what we're doing is we're just saying, I'm so grateful for my body. I'm so grateful for this body that holds me up, that moves me through this world. I am so grateful for my physical body. I am so grateful for what I'm capable of. I'm so grateful that I get to move through this life. My body, this beautiful vessel, holds me up, moves me through my day, carries me around. So just inviting some gratitude here and making use of it, really making use of your body, moving your body. Go out and get a walk outside. Hey, if you can walk out in nature, all the better. Get outside. That's number 2. Get outside. Get some fresh air. Get some fresh air. Breathe in the beautiful scents of nature. Get outside. Get some fresh air. Get outside. Get some fresh air. Look up at the sky. Look up at the sky. Take in the color of the sky. If it's gray, we can look at it like it's a silver sky. If it's blue, look up at that and seeing the reflection of the ocean and the expanse above us. Get some sunlight in your eyes. It's so potent and powerful. So movement, going outside in nature, eating really nourishing foods, particularly foods that are red in color or root vegetables. So one that would be fantastic is beets. Beets, especially dark red beets, are wonderful for balancing the root chakra. A borscht, beet gazpacho, beet soup would be wonderful. Or if you wanted to do roasted beets and potatoes, roasted beets and potatoes could be wonderful, especially red potatoes. Black radishes could be fantastic for balancing the root chakra. I think warming food, so anything like a soup or a stew, and make a wonderful stew. It's like a hobbit stew. It's like I like to use mushrooms and do a little mirepoix of celery, carrots, and onions, and then adding potatoes. And usually I make this by reducing Guinness, like cooking Guinness down, so you're cooking out the oils, or like a red wine reduction. I don't drink, but I used to make this all the time, and it's you cook it down so there's not any alcohol. And yeah, that's a really, really lovely one. And then you can add beans to it, or you could add tofu or some kind of a meat substitute. Really, really good. But any kind of stew is just really warming and supportive. That's going to be great. I'm going to put these out. So I have our selenite wands, and we'll come through and just do a little bit more clearing. Coming up a little bit into the mental plane, but mainly coming here into our lower chakras, our primary chakra, our first chakra. The root chakra is our first chakra. So really clearing and cleansing here. Other things that you can do to balance your root chakra are to start really being mindful and intentional about your finances, whether that's, just coming up with a plan wherever you are with your finances, just coming up with a plan for it. Then you can tap into some of your solar plexus energy to execute that plan, but you could come up with the plan of how you're going to tackle your financial goals. I got a panic moment that I didn't turn on the sound, but it's turned on. Okay. So tackling your finances in some way, being mindful about what you're doing with your finances and how you are going to start walking that path of your goals with your finances. You could, in terms of your physical health, getting a Reiki session doing hands-on healing, doing yoga, I find really helpful. It's very grounding. I'm staying really close here because I just want to release anything that's really close. Then we can kind of come up, move through the different layers of the aura. We want to just clear and cleanse like a little vacuum. Other things that you could do to ground. I mean, there are certain poses I find mountain pose really grounding. You stand tall. I like doing it. I'm here on the mountain, surrounded by mountains here in our little cabin. Mountain pose. I find chair pose really grounding. So just connecting to these different mudras that feel really supportive and grounding. You might even place your hands on your low belly or even your hands kind of on your hips. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? Yeah. On your hip bone, and then kind of like that, kind of hooking your hand around your hips. That can feel really supportive. I'm just going to place these two here like that. Our two wands. Wow, they have such a different sound. Cool. Okay. Nice. All right. So whatever it is for you, whatever way that you would like to ground, that you would like to center, you might even start to think about your other chakras and different aspects of your life and how you'd like to ground those. Maybe let's say you're embarking on some creative endeavors. Well, then you might say, how can I ground that creativity? Maybe, structure is really helpful for you just to create that foundation upon which you can then build. So maybe with your root chakra, you can develop a structure for your creativity. So for example, maybe you build a really solid routine around your creativity. I'm going to be creative at this time and this time, or I'm going to start my day by being creative with this, or this is how I'm going to do that. Engaging in it in a way that feels very supportive, in a way that familiarizes you with all the pieces of the puzzle. And by that I mean, let's say you are, you want to be creative, you want to engage in creative practices, but you don't know where to begin. Giving yourself a framework for that, saying, I'm going to engage in some creative practices that are not results oriented, that are more progress than perfection, that are more about the process than about the end result. So I like temporary artwork for this, or you could do things like an adult coloring book or just using watercolors, creating something that's not based on a result, not paying attention to the outcome, not trying to create something for a purpose, but just creating for the sake of creating. That can be a nice way of kind of grounding the sacral chakra with the root chakra. So using the root chakra to anchor and ground some practices that you're engaging the sacral chakra. And likewise, let's say with the throat chakra, let's say you're trying to communicate, you want to practice communication, you want to practice your communication skills. Grounding in your self-expression, really grounding that in your own personal truth. Using your anchor to feel safe so that you're communicating from a place of feeling safe, of feeling calm, of feeling supported and protected. That can be a really great way of using the root chakra to ground your other chakras, for example. So just think about that. What would you like to call in terms of grounding? It can be absolutely anything. What do you want to call in? What do you want to ground? Maybe there's even like a philosophy or a concept that you're really trying to prime your brain for. So maybe you're trying to prime your brain for abundance. Abundance and prosperity, that all lives in the root chakra. So maybe you're trying to really access wells of abundance. Maybe you're trying to really access your inner prosperity and abundance. Right now, as I'm recording this, we are in harvest season. I'm not sure when this will go live, but right now we're in harvest season. So is this your season of harvest, or are you sowing seeds now to harvest next year? Just paying attention to that. It's really, really helpful. So whatever it is that you want to set an intention for here, sometimes grounding, think about, I don't know if you're a gardener, but when you plant a tree or when you plant a shrub or a perennial, when you plant them, the first year they sleep, right? The plant is going to sleep. It's not going to have much growth because it's what's happening underneath the soil that's really important. In that first year, the roots are really starting to spread out. They're familiarizing themselves. They're getting comfortable. Is it safe to spread out here? The second year, so the first year they sleep, not much movement happening above the surface. Underground, it's very tentative movement with the roots. The second year, they kind of creep along. They might put on a little bit more growth up top, but the second year, the roots are really spreading out. They trust that they're in a safe environment. And then the third year, they leap. You'll notice that perennial or that shrub or the tree above the surface, it's just really going to put on a lot of growth, and the roots are really spreading out. And it's because you need that work under the surface to happen in order for everything to happen above the surface. You can think about your root chakra in much the same way. You need to feel safe in order to relax your nervous system and then actually release the blockages that are preventing you from getting the things that you want, from living your dream life. So if you can think about it in the same way, first year they sleep, second year they creep, third year they leave with the perennials and all of your beautiful plants and flowers and your gorgeous trees. And so think about your root system in the same way. Your root chakra is about really planting that seed firmly in the ground, allowing the roots to really spread, creating a network of roots that are holding you up, helping you to feel safe, healthy, supported, well. There's just a sense of well-being. There's this wellness about having a really sturdy foundation in your root chakra. And then maybe it takes a little bit of time for the upper half to kind of catch up, for all of that work that you're doing to be visible, to be presentable, to really show up for you. But that doesn't mean that work isn't happening. It's still happening even if it's not yet seen. So trust in the process, be patient, and just know that things are happening. You are healing. You're here. You're doing the work. So whatever it is you want to focus on, we light this candle so that we can allow this intention to pass through time and space from me to you whenever you're receiving this. Slow your breathing, my dear. Slow your breathing. On behalf of your highest, wisest, most empowered, most aligned self, in loving comfort and in perfect balance, I wish to conduct this Reiki session for grounding you, providing you with support, helping you lean into trust, and for balancing your whole system. Sometimes when we balance our root chakra, it's incredible how everything else kind of comes into alignment magically. No expectations, just trust. So now, feel free to set your own intention here. And as long as it's in service of your own and everyone else's highest, wisest selves, we will honor that intention and see it through time and space to where and whenever it's applicable. This is a frankincense natural coconut wax apothecary candle. It's so pretty. And I have incense under my nail here. Sorry. There we go. Take your time with that. Feel free to pause if you need another moment. Let's take this woven fan and let's start to release anything that's blocking you from really feeling grounded, feeling grounded, feeling grounded. My feet right now are buzzing with life. Like I can feel the earth beneath me. That's a really fun thing to just play around with. Are you able to sense into the life force energy around you? Even if you're not a Reiki practitioner, sometimes it's nice just to go out in nature and just connect in whatever way you can with that buzzing life around you. All right, let's just waft away any blocked energy. Anything in the mental plane that's blocking you from feeling grounded, blocking you from allowing that channel of divine light to flow down into your root chakra and ground you into the earth. Sometimes we just need to give ourselves permission to let go in order to actually feel free. It's oftentimes when you'll say to somebody, okay, take a deep breath, that they realize they were holding their breath. Or if you say, it's okay, you can relax your shoulders, that you realized you were holding them up. Or relax your brow. So our inner system can work much in the same way. Sometimes we don't realize how much tension we have, how much we're holding, until we actually release it, or someone points it out, or we become aware, right? So we're just releasing and letting go. This is just a really quick, supportive session to help you let go of what's not serving you. Good. I'm going to come through and just place a few stones. I'm going to place this beautiful, it's like a double terminated, multi-terminated, there's lots of different points here, smoky quartz. It's like a deep silvery gray here, and it graduates to this rich black. Place that in between our two selenite wands, grounding you. It's a really fabulous stone for grounding above and below, kind of balancing out your upper and lower chakras. This is one of my favorite stones. It's a really unique looking stone. This is an aragonite. Looks like a firework or a dahlia. It's so beautiful. So this stone is all about placing your, especially those fiery emotions that exist in the root chakra, anger, like directing it in a course that feels empowering for you. So instead of splashing your anger, your irritability all over the place, leaching out that energy, you're strategically placing that anger in a direction that is empowering for you. So that could be, if you're getting really irritated about maybe boundaries are being crossed in your personal life. That's a really kind of common way that anger shows up for people. It's just a way of your inner world, your root chakra saying like, hey, you're not really honoring yourself. You need to have ways of protecting yourself. You need to have ways of recharging. You need to build your fortress so that you can let people in and all of this, but boundaries are just very, very helpful for making sure that you feel safe and that your needs and wants are being met. It's not about changing other people. It's just about letting people know how you want to be treated and letting people know the way in which you are going to behave. So like, I'm going to stay in. I'm going to actually prioritize this other thing right now. I'm going to do this. Those are great ways of setting boundaries. Not about controlling other people. Not about, forcing people to do anything. It's more about these are my needs. These are my priorities, right? And so that's a wonderful way of doing that. Another way to use aragonite is, let's say you're getting really worked up, really angry a lot, and you want to kind of use that energy properly. Going for a run or doing a boxing class or something like that could be a great way of expelling that energy in the moment. But in terms of long term, what you could start to do is really choose causes that resonate with your beliefs and then support those causes. So put that fiery energy, translate that into passion. It's a pretty easy thing to do. Anger and passion are like sisters. So just channel that into passion and really start to work productively, proactively on the things, the causes that mean something to you. Now I'm going to put this piece of citrine. I guess this video isn't that short. It's going to be pretty long video in the end. Let me know if you want me to make a shorter Reiki session. I can definitely do that. But I'm going to be placing this citrine here. This is a great one for sunny energy. It's also great for attracting abundance and prosperity. Very joyful stone. And this has a really deep, rich amber color. Beautiful. And now I'm going to use this. Oh, I was about to call this aragonite. This is not aragonite. Andradite and cliniclor. I think this is a wonderful one for balancing masculine energies within you. If you find yourself either too much in the go, go, go without doing any introspection, then this can help you to balance that. If you find yourself totally wrapped up in introspection and intuition and yin energy, then this will help you to start taking action, moving from a place of alignment. So that's a great one. It can also help you to heal dominant masculine relationships in your dominant male relationships in your life. If you have maybe past issues like father issues, that can be helpful. And I'll just place one more stone. Speaking of that balance, this is a shivalingam, wonderful stone of balance of yin and yang energies. It's really beautiful, very gentle stone. So I'm going to place this right here. Actually, we'll face it that way. Just really balancing the root chakra and helping you to feel grounded, supported, cared for. You have those roots just extending outward no matter where you are on your spiritual journey. The roots are spreading out beneath you. Maybe you're not seeing all this development up top, but it'll come. Just lean back, trust. Lean back into yourself, lean forward into trust. Be in this space of balance, receiving and giving. Good. You are divine, you are connected, you are expressive, you are loved, you are strong, you are created, you are safe and grounded. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm sending you so much love and support. Take really good care of yourself, take really good care of each other, and until we meet again, be so well, okay? Namaste. soothing. So I'm just going to be sending this energy towards you. I love using things from nature to send healing energy. You know I love using things like driftwood, stones, all the earthly elements. I love using water as a healing element. Good. So sending that love towards you, and see if you can just maybe breathe it in. Fill yourself up with that gorgeous, loving energy. Imagine the aroma just swirling in and flowing all through your body. Which can be directed and channeled with laser-like precision to help you accomplish tasks and achieve objectives. Cool. This is going to be a really powerful time for you. 2 super empowering cards. You have this fiery energy, and you have like the earth and the roots and the ancestors. It's like star and earth and fire. Find as comfortable a position as you can. Maybe close your eyes. You could lie down, whatever feels right for you. And let's begin today with gratitude. Whatever position you find yourself in, bring to heart one thing for which you are grateful.